What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to my channel. I am Kiki. I hope all is well with you guys. Today I'm going to be telling you guys my first story time ever. But before we get into it, join the party and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already subscribed. And remember to click that notification bell so you're alerted every time I post new content. You don't want to miss anything. Now, I know most people when they tell their story time, they're sitting down and they're like, grab a cup of tea, but for me, no, I need to be standing. I need to be animated so you guys can really see. Instead of grabbing some tea, grab some popcorn, grab something good, deliciousness, some chocolate, something that'll have your mouth going. Grab a snack, honey. So anyway, this story, my very first story, is going to be about my sister Dearest. So my sister has been so supportive of this YouTube adventure that I am now on, and she's been bugging me to do a story time. So I thought I'd surprise her and do a story time about her. Yes, girl. It's about you. So this story is going to be about the time she tried to kill me and I called the cops on her, and instead of them helping me, you know what they did? Threatened to beat my ass. That's just how my life goes. Now, a little backstory on my sister and I. Growing up, I thought she was like the evil spawn. I literally at times thought she was possessed by a demon, and that's the only way I would convince myself to still love her, because I would say it's the demon inside of her that took over her body and is like doing all of these wicked evil things to me. So I just always felt like if I came out my mother's vagina, it was like, and she said, you are going to be my enemy, and that's that. Your breathing annoys me, your very existence annoys me, like just annoyed by anything that I did, right? Now, she's the reason why I'm sane and I haven't been to jail for killing numerous people for trying my life, But back then, it was not pretty. We were at war. So, because we are the way we are now, I can laugh about it. I don't hold any grudges against my sister or anything like that, and you guys shouldn't either. Just know that back then, I thought she was possessed by a demon, and everything she did, let's just blame it on that. I don't know, that teenage crazy years, whatever. So in order for this story to be authentic and be true to how it actually happened, I have to set it all up for you guys, and I have to speak in the way I used to speak back then. So I am Trinidadian. I grew up in Trinidad up until the age of 12. So this is the voice I would speak in back then. This is my original accent, and this is how I'll be telling the story. So let's set the scene. In Trinidad, I lived in like something that's equal to like a suburban area, really quiet street, no crime. You can hear a pin drop. Is nothing to see, nothing to do there, really quiet. So I was 9 or 10. My sister is 5 years older than I am. We had one of my older brothers living with us at the time. He's 8 years older than I am, and my mom was in America trying to provide a better life for us. My dad, he was a cop, but the way he would work like 24 hours from like 6 a.m. one day to 6 a.m. the next day, and then have 2 days off. So during those 24 hours, it meant that we were home alone and we had no one supervising us. And I guess my parents thought like my older brother, he's a lot older than us, he can watch over us. No, honey, it was no supervision going on. He was never home, and me and my sister were just always at war. It was just crazy back then. And if you think about it, if no one is around to stop the fight, to do whatever, you could just imagine the shit that we got up to. Legit. I was about 9 or 10 at this time, so she would have been 14, 15 maybe. So this was one of the nights where my dad has to actually work, so he wouldn't be home that night. I think it was a Friday. And I came home from school. I had my uniform on. Now in Trinidad, you have your going out clothes, you have your home clothes, and you have your uniform. We aren't allowed in any schools to wear like regular clothes, so you can't show off your name brand and whatever, unless maybe your sneakers, and your sneakers have to be a certain color, mandatory. You can't wear whatever color you want, right? And your home clothes is just like faded clothes with holes, clothes that you really wouldn't go anywhere in, but maybe to the store down the street or something like that, the deli, the parlor, or whatever. And going out clothes, of course, when you want to step out and show out. So the tradition was you would come home from school, change from your uniform into your home clothes. So I come home from school, I'm just like, woo, drop my bag on the floor. I realized I didn't have any more home clothes because I was in charge at that age, yes, 9 or 10, washing my clothes myself. Unfortunately, at that time, our washing machine was broken, so we had to do it the old school way and really get on the scrubbing board and jerk. And I was just like, I'm not having that. Come on, that's crazy. Who wants to hand wash clothes all the time? Like, no. So I used to swindle my dad into doing it for me, where I would let it pile up. He would get sick of waiting for me to do it, and he would do it. And that's how it was. So in certain things, I was really spoiled because I was the baby. So I kind of used to get away with some stuff. Like, he definitely wasn't washing the clothes of my brother and my sister. I can tell you that right now. So he wasn't there that day, and I didn't have any clean clothes. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to leave on my school uniform shit. This wasn't something I did all the time. This was literally like the first time that I did that, and that's because I already had a stain on it. I was like, whatever, who cares? You have a picture of me in the uniform from when I was maybe about 5 years old. At the time I was 10, but I was in the same school, so you guys can get an idea. So I just took off the overall dress and I left on the white button down shit. So I walk in home, I'm minding my business. I went and I got something to eat. Then my sister comes and she's like, why you still have on your school uniform or whatever? I was like, what? My attitude when it came to her, I felt like she was only 5 years older than me. She was not my mother. She was not my dad. So she shouldn't be trying to discipline me. She shouldn't be trying to tell me anything to do. If you got a problem with me, take that shit up with your mother. Take that shit up with your father. Don't take it up with me. But she could not help herself. She just could not leave me alone and just let me be. She just felt like she was in charge. If anyone should have been in charge, in my older brother, but like I said, he just didn't give a shit. He was never home. If he was home, he was always in his room and he couldn't be bothered, and he himself would be warring with us. So she felt like, I'm woman in the house. She took on that role, right? And I was not having that. So I'm looking at her like, what? So she's like, take off your school uniform. You know you're not supposed to have on your shoes. And she's going off. And I'm just like, whatever. I'm not paying her any mind. And I wasn't going to explain myself to her because at the end of the day, I just felt like she wasn't responsible for washing my clothes, for doing anything for me. So why are you worried about what I have on or not? My dad would buy me 6 shirts, although school was only 5 days. So even if he was home and he said, why are you still in your school uniform? And I told him, okay, I didn't have any more clothes. He wouldn't have dig a hers. He just would have been like, all right, whatever, just don't do it again. He wouldn't trip. So I didn't get why the hell she was tripping off of it. And it was just irritating to me because we didn't get along. And I would never tell her anything. Like, I could see her and just act like she doesn't freaking exist. But she always felt the need to tell me something. It's like, all right, you see me in my school uniform, like, why the hell do you care? Even if I destroy it, I rip it up, you don't have to buy it back. He wouldn't care, so why the hell do you care? So anyway, she won't leave me alone about it. I went about my day. She went about her day, saw me again, and she's like, you still have on your shirt? I tell you to take this shirt off. And I must have been slick out of my mouth, told her some disrespectful stuff, because that's one thing about me back then. I was loud. They used to call me a jamet. They used to call me a sketel. They used to call me ghetto and everything like that, because I was the loudest one out of my family. Like, if you meet my family, they're so, I don't know, chill compared to me back then. I became chill later in my life, but back then I was just like this. You know, all the time. I got sick of shit. I went and called my godmother. My godmom was 63 at the time and I was 10, but she was legit my best friend. I could call, I could tell her about boys, I could tell her about my parents annoying me, my sister annoying me. I would especially call her to tell her about my sister annoying me. And so I call her up on the phone and I'm just like, we're gonna name my sister Karina. She might be on my channel in the future, but just in case she's not happy about this story, we're just gonna name her Karina. So I'm like, Karina this, Karina that, da, da, da. And you know, I'm not the type of person to be like talking about you and be like, pss, pss, pss. That's not me, right? If I'm talking I'm like, da 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 da, Karina, da da da, and she thinks da da da, and she's not my mother, and she's not my father. I must have been saying something like that, and I must have been calling her names too. And I'm in the washroom because now I realize I have no clothes, so I went to put some of my clothing to soak so that I can wash it in the future, right? So I'm in the washroom, which is the whole back of the house. There's a back door in front of me where I'm standing, and my back is to a corridor that leads straight into the living room. Just to set it up, before you get into the washroom, there's like a little drop, so you have to step down. So I'm on the phone, I'm like, yeah, da da da, venting to my godmother, and then I just hear, we had concrete floors, so you could hear everything, like a pin drop, right? So all of a sudden I hear doom, 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 like the freaking giant from Jack and the Beanstalk, like boom, boom, boom. So I turn around, like, what the hell? And I shit you not, all I see is my sister, like, in slow motion. I saw it, but it was really fast coming at me, and before I had any time to think, any time to react, because I don't know, I saw her running, but I don't know what the hell she's gonna do. So once she gets right before the drop, I'm standing like in the middle, she jumps and kicks me, and it's like boom, right to my freaking chest. I flew back and just fell the f out, flat on my head, everything, and on concrete floors. No tiles, no carpet, no nothing. Concrete floor. Now, I was a freaking stick at this age, literally a stick, and she wasn't, okay? So that shit hurt. And once that foot connected to my chest, it was just like, I fell to the floor, and I was just like, because my heart stopped. It like skipped a few beats and then started again. So I was like gasping for air. In that moment, I was like, oh, fuck, I'm dead. Like, what the hell did this girl just do to me? The phone fell out of my hand, and that's when I could hear my godmother like, hello, what going on? Hello. So she just walked away, just left me there on the floor like, and I'm just thinking, okay, this bitch really tried to kill me. So now I'm scared shitless. Like, you know what? We've had a lot of fights. I have a lot of scars from fights with my sister, a lot of stuff. But up until that point, I never thought that she was capable of murder until this day. This very day is when I was like, all right, I knew she was crazy, but this bitch is crazy. Or the demons have completely overtaken her. I pick up the phone and I was like, she just tried to kill me. She just tried to kill me. She kicked me and my bread stuff. So my poor godmother is like, oh my gosh, what going on? What going on? You and your sister, I ain't able, or they stress them out. You know, she's like, I can't come get you because I don't have the car. You know, her husband had the car at the time and he was not home. She said she would come get me early in the morning because my dad would have been home midday the next day, and that wasn't early enough for me. So she just said, you know what, make sure you stay out of her way until the morning comes. Just go and sleep. And like I told you guys, my chest was really hurting and I was in pain and I was crying. One thing I would never ever let if she would hit me, if she was beat me up and stuff like that, I would never let her see me cry. But this day, it was just so much pain that I was just crying. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go in my dad's room. My dad's room is all the way to the back of the house, and her room was to the very front of the house. So I was thinking, okay, opposite ends of the house, we wouldn't cross paths, and that would just be it. She kicked me, she laughed, she walked away, left me for dead, and that was it. She shouldn't have anything else to tell me. So I went in my dad's room, and here she comes. Okay, she doesn't walk like that, but she comes in the room. Why you in here? You know you're not supposed to be in here. So I'm just like, look at this hypocritical little girl, because the main reason my dad would lock his room door when he was at work is to keep her from using the phone and running up the phone bill, because she was a teen, so she would talk to her friends or whatever, and my dad was cheap. He didn't want to pay for the phone bill. So the phone we actually had out in the living room, it had a lock on it. I don't even know how to describe it. I'll look for a picture and insert it right here if I find it, that you could lock those phones back in the day. And his room had a more modern phone at the time, a cordless phone. So we would pick his bedroom door lock and go into it. Now, it didn't really matter for me, because even if I called my friends, their parents would say, well, we still have to pay for incoming calls. So 10 minutes, 15 minutes, their parents were like, you need to get off the phone. So that lock wasn't for me. So, and plus, every time he was home, I would sleep in his room anyway because I was scared of the boogeyman. I was scared of spirits and being haunted. I was scared of rapists. I was just a paranoid child. I'm still a paranoid woman. Okay, I hated sleeping alone and still hate sleeping alone. So I would only sleep in my room maybe twice out of the week. And those were the days that he was actually working 24 hours, right? So I don't know why she came in there acting like, you know, you're not supposed to be in here. Shit, I'm in here all the time. I'm probably more in his room more than him. She was like, why in here? You know you're not supposed to be in here. And you still have on the shirt. And to tell her to take off the shirt, all up in my face, doing the most. I'm just like, I'm tired of this girl. I just didn't get why she felt the need to act like if I was her child. I was not her child. She couldn't have given birth at 5 years. So then I'm just like, you're not my mother. You're not my mother. Stop trying to tell me what to do. Stop trying to boss me around. I must have been calling her names. So I was skinny as hell, but I had a mouth on me. And this right here was my weapon. We were both crazy, but I would snap and tell you about yourself. I might call you out to your name, make fun of how you look or something like that. But she would snap and put hands on people. So she was sick of the shit. I'm on his bed. She's beside the bed and we're in each other's face like da 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 da, right? Next thing you know, she pushes me flat on the bed, takes his pillow and starts stifling me with it. I'm not talking about a little you better shut up. It's like, you know, I'm fighting and I'm kicking and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. So I escaped from her, grabbed the phone and I dialed 999. In Trinidad, it's 999, not 911. So dial 999, she grabs the phone, she hangs up quick. That pisses her off even more. So she's like, I could see the rage in her eyes. I'm like, oh shit, I'm fucking dead. Like my dad is gonna come and find me, just find my body and I'm just gonna be dead. So before she could do anything, the phone rings. She picks up, it's the cops, they trace the call. So she goes from like evil in her freaking eyes, I'm gonna kill you, by a demon, straight first lady type behavior. Michelle Obama, hello, good night. And that is one thing that irked me so much about my sister, that she was one way behind closed doors, like evil to me, and to everyone else she was the nicest person ever. So anyway, she picks up the phone, she's like, hello, good night. Based on what I was hearing her say, I assumed the cop was like, you know, did you guys call or is there something going on? She's like, no, nothing's going on. That was my little sister that called or whatever, in her nice fake ass voice. And she's laughing with the cop, doing whatever with the cop. And I was like, what the f is so funny? Like, what are they laughing at? So the cop must have asked to talk to me, right? And I almost wish my sister was here so she could tell her side of the story, but whatever. So the cop asked to talk to me. I get on the phone and I'm like, hello. And the cop is like, you called us. Why did you call us? I was like, I called you guys because my sister tried to kill me. She kicked me earlier in the day and I lost my breath. And now she just finished stifling me with the pillow and I'm scared for my life. She's like, I just spoke to your sister. She sounds so nice. I don't believe your sister would do that to you. Like, shocked the like, what's going on here? Because I know she really did just try to kill me. And the cop is over there like, I just spoke to your sister and she sounds nice. Bitch, what the f does sounding nice have to do with anything? You know how many people get their ass beat by their husbands and their wives or their moms or whatever and they put on a brave face? No, you don't freaking know what the person be doing behind closed doors. I don't want to hear that shit. Less than 5 minutes and you made that judgment that you don't think she would do something like that to me. So I was like, yeah, she did. I'm not lying. She really just tried to stifle me with a pillow. And she kicked me and I couldn't breathe earlier. And she's like, no, well, why would your sister do that to you? You know, you are her little sister. Why would she do that to you? So I said, because I still have on my school uniform shirt. So she said, why would you have on your school uniform shirt? And you know you're supposed to change into your home clothes? And I said, well, I don't have any more clothes to wear. You know, she said, I don't believe that. I don't believe your parents will leave you with nothing to wear. Not knowing the dynamics of the house, that mom not around, dad is basically never home. So we wash our own stuff, we clean, we do everything our damn self. So she over here telling me about, I don't believe your parents will leave you without clothes. Bitch, what the f do you know about my life? She's missing the freaking point that she just was stifling me. Talking about the damn clothes. The clothes don't matter when somebody's trying to freaking stifle your ass, okay? Like, I didn't get people back then. So at this point, I'm irritated, but I was used to it because, like I said, I would be telling people all the things she would do to me, and they just never would believe my ass because I was the loud one, as they would say in my family, the ghetto one, the jamette who didn't have an inside voice, and she was the presentable, nice one who knew how to act right in public. So that was what it was. So she says, so you're telling lies because I know that you must have something else that you could wear. No, I actually didn't, but continue. I didn't say that to her, but I'm thinking this in my head, right? So then she's like, and the next time you call here and you lie, I'm going to come over there myself and I'm going to personally beat you myself. So then you would have something to say and tell people somebody beating you up, okay? You must not tell lies and you must not fib. What? She said the next time you call and you lie, I will come there personally and beat you myself. I was like, but I'm not lying. She's like, no, I don't want to hear it. This cop really just threatened to beat me up. So at this point, I'm just like, you know what? When my dad comes home and he finds me dead on the floor, finds my body or whatever, and they look at the call logs, they look at whatever and figure out, you know what, I did call, I did try to get help, and here it is, I'm dead. They'll feel stupid. So I was just like, I just want to get off the phone now. And I'm like holding back tears because I've dealt with that all my life, people not believing me, and I was in real harm. Like I told you guys, I have a lot of scars from my sister, like from our fights and like that. It was no joke. And the only time my parents would believe me is when my brother was around and he could attest and say, okay, this did happen. Other than that, they didn't freaking believe me because some of the shit was so petty that they would be like, she's so much older than you. Why would you do that? It wouldn't make sense. But anyway, to get her off the phone and end the conversation, I wanted to be a little sassy. I never ever used the word mom. But for some reason, I just decided to say, yes, mom. It was supposed to be sassy, like, all right, bitch, whatever, let me hang up the phone. When you find my dead body, you're gonna find out who the hell was lying. But instead it came off like I was complying and she was bossing me around as though she told me to say mom. So my sister's eyes opened up big because she's never heard me speak like that before, right? And then she just started laughing, giggling in background. And I'm just like, you see? People don't see the evil that I see. Like, she's laughing at me right now and the cop telling me about she's nice, a nice person. She would never do that. So I hung up the phone and she's like, ha ha, yes ma'am. Now I don't even know what happened. I don't think we fought again because she was just so surprised that I called the cops. And I think she was like, and I will tell daddy that you called the police or whatever. And I'm just like, all right, so tell him. That's one thing my mom could testify to, that even though my dad was a police officer, I just never cared that he was, because I felt like he didn't save me from his damn evil spawn children, so I need to call some real police. Like, I know he was an officer, but to me, he just wasn't. So I just always would threaten my siblings, like, I'll call the police on you. And I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about you don't snitch, you don't call the cops on your family. If somebody trying to kill your ass, I don't care who it is, mother, daddy, uncle, tanty, whoever it is, I'm gonna call the cops. That was the first time I called the cops and they didn't help me. There's been some other times in my life, not even dealing with family, that I called and they didn't help my ass either. So now I don't have any faith in them. I probably just do something crazy just trying to defend myself. But you know, back then I still had faith in the cops, man. I still did. All right, guys, so that's the story of how my sister tried to kill me. I called the cops on her and they refused to help me and instead threatened to beat my ass. But that pretty much sums up my life. This was a very light one. Do not judge my sister, do not hate her. I just think because I was so superstitious when I was younger, I never really held her accountable for her actions and never held grudges against her, which is so crazy. Because I just never thought it was her fault. I just always thought it was the demons and the devil and whatever. It's so stupid and funny now, but literally that's how I would get mad at her and get over it. Because I just say, you know what, it's not her. She can't help it. You know, she just needs some holy water and to be exercised. And my parents don't know no damn better. It's funny now, but yeah. I don't know. Even if the cops did come, let's just say the cops came, right? And they wanted to ask questions. What would they have done to her? Okay, you kicked her in her chest, she couldn't breathe. You tried to stifle her with the pillow. What were they gonna do? She was either 14 or 15. They were gonna put her in jail? I think not. For what? Attempted murder? Like, no. Nothing was gonna happen. So me calling it, I don't know, it was just freaking stupid. But it's funny now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for taking time out of your day to watch my little old video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. It just won't stop. It go boot up. And my videos don't stop. So come on in and watch my video. Don't stop. So come on and watch this next one. Watch the next one. Watch the next one. All right, I'm done. Okay.